Honda is one of the most well-known car brands in the world, and whether you're an automobile enthusiast or not, you've heard of it. It may not be the highlight of every race car movie such as brands like Bugatti or Lamborghini, but Honda is definitely a legend in places where it counts. When it comes to safety, comfort, and an impressive exterior, Honda is definitely one of the best. Like many other innovative and long-lasting inventions and products, Honda automobiles are a product of Japan. From famous cars to some of the most recognized motorcycles in the world, this company is definitely one to talk about. Now, besides the technical genius behind its automobiles, Honda is a brand that's rich in history and really stands out as a cultured, iconic brand. To find out why, stay with us until the end of the video while we go through the story of how Honda became the legend that it is today. Hirotoshi Honda, the founder of the company, was born in a village near Hamamatsu in 1906. His father, who was a blacksmith, had great influence on his love for cars and automobiles. The family owned a bicycle repair shop, and Honda would spend all his time helping his father with the business. Although he is known as a genius, he was never good at school. But that was because he didn't like the form of conventional education that was being offered and thought it was unnecessary. In fact, while other kids had their parents put the family seal on their report cards, which they later gave back to the school, Honda forged his family's stamp by using rubbers from an old bicycle at his father's shop. This trick of his was not discovered until well after he started doing it for other students. Honda had vivid memories of the first car he ever saw as a child, and said he remembered the smell it gave off. After seeing an exhibit of a plane constructed by American pilot Art Smith, he was even more intrigued by mechanics and creative innovative machinery. Having left school at 15, Honda found that he didn't want to continue a traditional education and was more fond of starting work. So with nothing but hopes for a better life, he moved to Tokyo. Lucky enough, he was hired by a garage as a helper in 1922, right when he moved to the city. He worked there for 6 years, and after learning enough to do well on his own, he moved back to his own town in 1928 to start his own car repair shop. When his business began, Honda was only 22. Nevertheless, the auto repair business was doing well. This gave him the chance to pursue another one of his passions, racing. He started to work on cars that he could use in races and learned about the different engines and other parts of a good race car. In 1936, he used a Ford car that he had optimized to take part in Japan's first automobile race. But both he and his brother were severely injured, and he quit racing forever after that. Luckily, he still had his repair shop, which was well on the run to keep him busy. In fact, just a year after the tragic race that left Honda's eye injured, he signed a deal with Toyota, a famous automobile manufacturing corporation in Japan. He established Tokai Seiki, a company with a factory to make piston rings for Toyota and other companies. Unfortunately, during World War II in 1944, the first plant was destroyed by attacks, and the second was broken down a year after by an earthquake. Honda was in need of funds for his next business venture, so he sold the remains of his factories to Toyota after the World War. With that money, he founded Honda Technical Research Institute in 1946. He started working on making his own vehicles, and only 2 years later, Honda made his first motorized cycle. Although it was a fully working one, the first actual motorcycle of the company wasn't released until 1949. Before learning about the incline of Honda, don't forget to like and share this video with your car fanatic friends. The company was growing and Honda needed help running it. So in 1949, he hired an old friend, Fujisawa, from his piston ring distribution days. Fujisawa handled the company's financial and budget allocation matters. He had a great influence on the expansion of the business. With his help, Honda Motorcycles was able to open its first dealership in the United States in 1959, and the company went uphill from there. The Super Cub, a convenient scooter, became a huge hit in the country. Honda motorcycles were winning races left and right, winning top 5 spots in the Isle of Man TT race. Production was increasing, so Honda established its first out-of-border plant in Belgium in 1962. In 1963, with the release of the T360 mini truck, Honda stepped into the world of automobile production and made its first appearance as a winner in Formula One racing just a year after that. Famous models such as Honda Civic or S800 became the pride of the company's car production wing. Acura, the luxury car brand that runs under Honda, was also added a few years later. It had upscale designs, premium technology, and brought prestige to anyone who owned it. With the best of the best hired by the president, Soichiro Honda, the firm grew more and more every day, outselling big names in motorcycles like Harley-Davidson. Great inventions like the world's first car navigation system or the humanoid robot made in 2000 separated Honda from its competitors. In 1982, Honda became the first Japanese automobile producer that was operating in North America, becoming the hero of many others that followed. Honda retired in 1973 but stayed an important player in the company as supreme advisor. He had become known as the Japanese Henry Ford. He tried to focus on his hobbies like skiing and golfing in his downtime. He was even a great artist, unlike many other families who forced their children to take over their business as they retire. Honda and his wife never put pressure on their sons to do so. His son Hirotoshi, despite the success of the Honda company, decided to set up his own ventures. He became a business magnate and founded Mugen Motorsports. Soichiro Honda died at 84 due to liver failure in 1991, a few days before the Hungarian Grand Prix. He won many awards and medals and was even inducted into the Automotive Hall of Fame in 1989. The company went on to produce many products after his death and fulfilled a lot of the ambitions he never got to oversee. Motorcycles, cars, engines, robots, and even aircrafts are all part of the company's portfolio. Honda is still the largest motorcycle producer in the world, with holding the title since 1959. It has assembly sites around the world and in over 10 countries, but is still headquartered in Tokyo, where it was originally established. In 2020, Honda E, the company's first electric car, was released. As of 2022, Honda announced a total of over 3 million car productions. Honda has been an epitome of success both in the industry and the world of business in general. Its automobiles, of course, speak for themselves. From a small startup to one of the greatest corporations, Honda is an inspiring company to follow. We hope you liked this rundown of Honda and its success story. If you want to see more breakdowns of iconic brands, watch our video on BMW next.